Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. It's Friday, the weekend's here, and Bitcoin attempted a rally, was maybe building some bullish divergence, hidden divergence in the negative momentum, reared its head, okay, to close out the week, and now you're just sitting at this old high, this 4-hour candle high close from June 15th, and now you've set in a local lower high. Not really what you're looking for. If you go to the 60-minute, there was a demand line of this little, short-term uptrend you've been in since the 13th. Finally broke that, as you can see right here. Demand line, and breached, but again, still holding, the highs back from mid-June. So, it's kind of interesting, I guess, a little bit, where you've made the lower high. That sucks. But man, I mean, talk about your previous low and about the exact same low, lower levels, negative momentum. And until we break that support, until we really break 22,376, I guess you're okay. But yeah, anytime you have a lower high, that just represents distribution. So we have some distribution going on. There are less market participants owning Bitcoin today than you had a couple days ago. But, it's all about now support. Will the support holds? I don't know. It's the weekend, so crazy stuff happens. Can happen on the weekend. I mean, we had Black Saturday. So, yeah, man. We'll see if we can hold it for a second time. Would be interesting. That's kind of it for your Bitcoin. Daily, it'll be the third red candle in a row. If you don't hold that little level, I guess, from June 15th, you'll be probably coming down to test 21,853, which that means downside potential, 4% to 5% downside if you don't hold this level. You haven't seen negative momentum since June 24th, so it's been over a month now. About a month, close to a month. I'm sure that'll change at some point. We'll start seeing negative momentum, but you just got to wonder when. And really, just remember, I mean, you have the channel been very well respected. The original channel, where this channel is what gave us, along with the horizontal line, the ability to discern a false breakout, which then took us the opposite direction to the top of that channel. So, you're now pretty much near the heart line, where you've seen it hold as support before for attempted rally. I mean, it didn't exist back then, but I'm just saying it's been support, it's been resistance, and now it's trying to be support, it's been resistance before. Anyway, so that's kind of it. That's your Bitcoin, man. Not too much going on, and really not too terrible. Just, yeah, number didn't go up today. Ethereum, I've adjusted. You broke that flag, but immediately tweezer top, bearish engulfing back in it. So I adjusted because it seems like you're probably just forming an upsloping flag now. The hidden divergence argument, not really there. right now. I mean, you're just starting to build negative momentum again. And this can see the bottom of that little flag, 1478 if things get bad this weekend. If not, oh, you'd probably be running back up to test 1600 again. So yeah, it's been a good run, man. Really good run. You had your impulse, now you're consolidating, and we're trying to make sense of what the consolidation is. And so far, there's not too much telling it. Really, after the hidden divergence, you rallied and did what, unfortunately? Kind of like from this high to the slightly higher high. You did diverge, right? I mean, like, you saw a peak, you sold off some, then you made a higher peak. And you made substantially lower levels in the RSI, so maybe 4-hour bearish divergence. A little bit. It was after. It was like after the fact. He's like the hidden divergence into classic bearish divergence, then some sell-off. But yeah, I mean, the selling pressure literally stopped when the stock market closed. You get that right. So those participants probably not here right now, after that, and they might be back Monday. But for now, you're all right. Okay. Euphoric stream? No, it was literally the argument for the daily. I mean, this candle changes nothing from yesterday, really. It's like a little bit low, 2% lower than it was yesterday. Wow. Okay, and it's like, how do you even say hidden bearish divergence when it's just, when's it gonna actually play? Hidden divergence, hidden bearish divergence, like 3 times now, is it this the time now it's actually gonna develop? I don't know. Not really happening at a real resistance. I figure 1728 eventually, even if you pulled back, even if you went all the way down to 1269, you just pivoted making a higher low, you could see 1728 by, mid-August or something. Like, it doesn't have to go straight up. You just went up 50%. How much in a week? My God, you went up 64% in 9 days. Okay, then a pullback happens. FOMO scrubs that just waking up to it, they get wrecked, then they sell low, and then a support's held, and then a rally. They sell at that level, and then the rally happens, and then they buy at 1730, and then it rolls over, and the bear trend continues, stuff like that. I think everyone expects the basis points to hike next week, so if that's the case, yeah. But like, to me, looking at individual assets across the market, on the stock market, like, I know it was a good week or two, nice little win streak, but man, there are some assets out there that look like they've just done the most absolute perfectly bearish things you could do before a collapse, before a massive dump. I'm not talking about the index fund itself. I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm just talking about when I scanned the chart today, you see these things and it's like, I don't know how much worse this is as bad as it could get. Like, you break supports, then you rally up to these old resistances, and you back test them as resistance again with hidden bearish divergence on daily time scales, stuff like that, all across the market, all different types of sectors. So to me, that when you look at all that stuff, and and then failed breakouts in the healthcare sector, all individual assets, lower highs getting put in, bearish divergence. Oh my God, it's just like, it's really hard to think with all that going on that we're just going to continue this bear market rally so flawlessly. That's, again, just my opinion. But yeah, hey man, Ethereum's off its lows, and it could pull back to 1250 and still be okay. Because as long as it makes a higher low than 1040, you still could very well be in a short-term uptrend. Short-term, not long-term. Long-term bear trend. Short-term uptrend. Hey man, all I have to do is just, anytime some weirdo comes in, all I have to do is just say, hey man, yeah, where were you? Oh wait, you're not a patron, go figure. So it's like, this was it, man. In between, I don't know. There's no set time on when it would hit the first target if it played out. No set time. So it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be today. It could go and it could fail. But at least we got a low risk entry for now. God, man. And it's like, yeah, if it fails, just think about how bearish this thing is. If it fails to even hit a 50% retrace, that's miserable. That's bearish market. And we never said it was a bull market, but we said, hey, man, maybe sellers are a little tired now and we might rally from here. And we have. You know, Bitcoin went up over $3,000 from the entry before it started selling off today in power hour for the stock market. But yeah, man, it's like weird. Like weirdos will be like holding me to each day's price action. Like you have no idea what you're doing. You don't even know what you're talking about to come in here and say weird stuff every day. So it's just like, dude, there's no time limit on when it would hit 24,942. It may not. So I'm like, how would you like expect me if I'm able to maybe find a bottom, like you know, a strategic failed breakdown in a strategic entry with a stop loss that's safe, right, below a key level, and it's like, what do you want me to do every day that I'm live? You want me to like try to pick every single intraday price action every day on Bitcoin? Are you stupid? What are you, an idiot? No, man, it's not about, oh, I don't care what happens in between the entry and the first take profit. I don't care. It can go up and down all the way. Eventually it gets there. Then you'd never show up the day it hits the take profit to say crap. You wouldn't say anything because you're negative human, awful voids in your life. So anyway, so oh my God, that was bullish yesterday. It's like, it's somewhat bullish because failed bearish breakdowns have consequences. That's it, dude. And could hit a target, maybe not. Okay, BNB also down 1.3%. Now look at this. You know, that's, oof, can't break that supply line, can you? You made a lower high to boot. So, I mean, good God, dude. And the hidden divergence, no bids, not enough bids to keep it going. And you could thank Bitcoin for that. So the downside, if this is real, you'd think easily 247. Why not? The candle low close from May 12th. Right, and that's it. So the downside potential, if it like doesn't pivot and start rallying this weekend, you got about 5.5% downside from here. That's it. But again, yeah, like people that are low IQ would be like expecting me to predict every day's price action. What is today? What is tomorrow? What is today, man? Oh my God, you said this, you said that. It's like, no, wrong. That's not how it works. Never has been. Like, I mean, TA and charting and trading does require an aptitude. Like, not everyone can do it for real. Like, it does take, you know, above room temperature IQ to get this stuff. And, you know, weirdos will come in here being really negative and they'll never get it, man. Oh my God, I'm so scared. I mean, just, I don't like look at charts the way like weirdos look at it. I don't look at it like every day I have to call one red candle, and then today the red candle has to be called, and then tomorrow we must call a green candle. Like, that's just weird. I don't know who does that. Only I guess it's trolls, man. But I think there are people that are actually that stupid that think that's like what TA is. Not trading the daily and finding a low risk area and letting it ride. It might take a week or two to get to the target, but eventually it'll get there. Or it may not, because we don't know. Because the bearish conditions could be so severe that is just testament to how pathetically bearish those conditions are. Yeah, you can be macro bearish and short-term bullish. And it's like, is the word even bullish? It's just more like there would be, the selling would just, they just ran out of sellers, right? So bids come in, you know. So BNB failed to break out twice now, that channel. Yikes. My God, even talk about, like, look at the daily, and it's just, can't get any closer than that, can it? You know, failed breakout, bearish engulfing, and now, like, really failing. And yeah, you just think that, I'm talking on the daily, it's more like 240 where you could be headed next. And if you hit 240, you hit the heart line of the channel, you hit the previous highs from June 24th and July 9th. You hit those, you make a higher low, then you run again later. But it might be a week or 2 weeks from now. But the short-term uptrend's still intact. You just are hitting kind of overbought in the short-term downtrend. That's why we plot parallel channels like this. This is kind of a little bit overbought territory for the uptrend. And then the bottom would be considered oversold in an uptrend. So we're not oversold right now. We're overbought somewhat if you abide by those principles of the channel, the supply line and the demand line. Right? So, okay. XRP down 2%, and really just 37.7 cents, man. This very real level, a candle low close, May 12th. You know, also back tested in May, late May, and then look, tested in late June, and then look again, tested at July 20th, and now it's like, is this real? Are you shifting momentum in a bearish manner? You could be. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if an asset like XRP that found its bottom, right, and appreciated in value from that bottom to the high point, went up 24% in a week, and then it hits a key inflection point. You hear me? It hits a key inflection point. I just showed it to you. I'm not making it up. It's there, right? It hits that, and then momentum shifts, and you're like kind of overbought, and you reversed and went down to 32.5 cents for a back test because you never back tested it when you broke back above it July 14th. If you went down and tested that, if you went down to the 200 moving average, I'm not going to be surprised at all. Like, this is exactly what happens at inflection points. Inflection occurs. You hit the top. Look what happened last time. You went down a lot, right? I mean, from the top to the, my God, you went down 20% in less than a week. So you can't be that surprised if there's a momentum shifting structure developing, but it hasn't broken the neckline yet. Not yet, man. Big one hasn't broken 22,561 yet. So yeah, that's it. You have failed to break out of a horizontal line resistance on XRP again. And now you made a lower high locally. And that's not really great. That's not amazing. There could be downside, and you can't be surprised.
Hey Mitch, it's been a long week. Am I right? How's we look at the internet's favorite Pulse Malone Dogecoin? As always, thank you for the work that you do. Cheers.
Thank you, Kush Blunts, for the 20, dude. Thank you, dude. Yeah, we'll look at that coin if you wish. Thanks. XRP and then Cardano. Same thing. The asset that is, you know how bearish I am on Cardano long term. Oh, it's so bad. And you know, you went up and you hit some level. You failed to break this June 26th high. But now you got the Momo shift, but you're not making lower lows yet. So you did break maybe a short-term little demand line here. You bearishly engulfed. It's the same thing as XRP, where I'm not going to be that surprised. You go from the low to the high, 36% in 6 days. Okay, well, maybe it's time to cool off. You could go down to 44 cents back test it, and you'd still be making a higher low than the previous low. And that wouldn't even be weird. But people will be freaking out. People will be losing their effing minds. I don't even understand how you can be losing your mind. We're in a long-term bear market. That's always been the case. That has been the case. I'm sorry, you're misinformed, or you don't watch the stream. You watch the stream once every year, and you come back and say, hey man, a year ago or 2 weeks ago, you said this, and then new data presents itself. But dude, you're not allowed to change your opinion based on the new data that is represented on a chart. That's crazy. In fact, that's the only thing we have, is the new data presented to us every day. That's why I try to show up every day. But you can see here, you can literally see it on Cardano. The high, another high, and then another high. The same highs. They're all trying. 53 cents. You can't break it. You can't, man. It's right there. That's it. You break that, 44 cents. That means, hey, dude, if it broke it, it didn't break. But if it did, you could see Cardano down 8.5 to 9% if it broke, which it hasn't. Okay, and then trying to remember what was next. Was it Sol or Doge? It was Sol. Long-term downtrend on these coins. Long-term downtrend. But hey, man, they can go on rise. I mean, this is an uptrend, a short-term uptrend. But you were so weak you couldn't even get overbought in the uptrend, right? You couldn't. So now you've made a lower high locally. And you rejected that heart line, as you see. Resistance, now resistance again. So you got a little more downside. You could be going to $38 from here. $37.37 to go back test the level as support. It's a very real level. Look, May 12th, there it is. Look at the price action correlation to this level. That's probably where you're headed, assuming Bitcoin goes down from here. What a run, man. What a run. Oh my God, dude. In 6 days, what? In 6 days, Sol went up 48%. If you just think that it's going to keep going up nonstop, you're out of your effing mind. But yeah, short-term uptrend for now. But very, very bearish long-term downtrend for now. Okay. Sol and then Doge. Down 4%. Oh man. Well, this one was a bearish shark pattern. And then it was like, is it a bullish 5-0? And it's like, based on the price action you're receiving now, nah, it's terrible. Terrible right now. In fact, I mean, this one just, I never liked this one. This one was like, hey, maybe there's arguments on other ones that are better, but this one's always kind of been a trash argument. Making the lower lows and lower highs, and you can't even, you're so weak, you can't even test 7.86 cents again. You're clearly showing that there are less market participants, slightly less market participants that own the asset July 20th that owned it June 27th, right? Almost a month before. That's very real. That's telling us. So I'm just, that is not indicative of a bullish market or a bullish asset. And you're just kind of failing to launch here. I mean, I hope it maybe type 2s on the bullish 5-0, a 50% retrace, but yeah, your trend is just so bad. I'm just below 7.86 cents. I hate this asset. Dude, it's a meme. It's a joke. It's a literal joke. Okay, Doge. And then DOT. Well, I mean, it had broken out, right? It had broken out. It had back tested the breakout. Back tested the 200 moving average as well. When was the last time DOT back tested the 200 as a support? That was back in April 6th. Okay, well, it just did that. But then, after back testing, had rallied and made a lower high locally. Bearish and golden candle. Now just sitting here. And if you sell off and you go down to 685 to back test it eventually, it's still technically okay for now. I mean, because as long as it makes a higher low than the previous low, the short-term uptrend could continue. Uptrend, by the way, it's not even making higher highs ever, dude. Oh my God, it's just terrible. It's another like a bearish cipher or something. We had a 786, or did it even? Yeah, it has 786, little bearish cipher action going on. Oh God, there's just not enough liquidity in the markets to push these to highs that you couldn't believe. That was DOT. Well, DOT overtook Matic. I thought Matic event like had taken over DOT, but now it's flipped again. Matic, that this is very like, this could be a short-term trade setup, dude, for a short, for an actual short. Look at the supply line here, okay? Supply line, and then the looking left at the horizontal line resistance. My God, you have failed. Not just once, twice, 3 times, thrice. And there's really nothing here till like 73 to 69 cents. So there could be downside, a decent amount of downside here. What a run, man. Disney, dude. It's Disney. But all of Disney, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck couldn't breach this asset's historical inflection point of 94 cents. It couldn't do it. Multiple times. Lower highs locally. So yeah, the downside potential, if it doesn't break this level, which I don't know if it will. It doesn't look like it is. It looks like it's failed now multiple times from where it is now. The downside potential is around 18 to 20%. So, sorry. I mean, nice little run. Holy crap, dude. You know, like from the bottom, it went up over 200%, 212%. Oh, and then it ran to a key inflection point and it's failed to break it for days now. Okay, well, there could be down, Nick. 20% down, but up 212%, goes down 20%. Everything's okay. As long as it makes a higher low than previous low from July 13th or July 1st, it's still technically in the short-term uptrend for now. So, yeah, this is what inflection points are. Inflection. The price is inflecting here. There could be a reversal here because historically there have been reversals here. It's crazy, man. I know. What's up, dude?
Kutsu tip $25.04. Hi Mitch, I'm trying to understand the BAM more. Positioning around 0.886. Is BAM only applicable when conditions, MACD, RSI, are favorable for a trade? Thanks, 0.00110077 BTC.
I mean, you talking about the bad action magnet move like the B point, or are you talking about the RSI, MACD? I guess you're talking about the MACD RSI type BAM. It's just BAM confirmation. It's just really like, normally try to find like an example or something. Let's see, a harmonic. So this didn't quite hit a pattern completion zone or anything. It was too shallow. I don't think it hit a 786 on Bitcoin. Yeah, it didn't. But you're looking like a harmonic. Let me I'm trying to think here, man. Just recall a harmonic that played out like crazy. Just hold on. Okay, oh my god, dude, this is probably perfect. Now, I might be wrong here. You know, I think Scott Carney could answer far better than me on this stuff, but the small amount I do know about the BAMM, and he would probably disagree because it was a cipher here. But, you know, a bad action magnet move, you've broken the B point, and then you get to oversold on the RSI one time, and then, you know, look at this, you're hitting pretty much the pattern completion zone of the cipher, and that second time, you're showing the BAMM, right? It's like first time, then the second time. But he does talk about, if I recall correctly in his writings, that it is best when the bad action magnet move's also showing bullish divergence. So you could hit twice, you know, it could go to the same level or even lower, but the second time would be the BAMM. I don't put as much credence in it as like as he does in like the way I look at harmonics and trading. I'm just really a little more cut and dry and less technical with it, where it's like, hey man, if I'm hitting a pattern completion zone and there's seller exhaustion implied and it's at a key inflection point, that's probably a pretty low risk area, and it is probable that a reversal will be coming around this level at some point. So better than a 50% chance. So you know, it's stuff like that. But also the bad action magnet move, if you're not talking about the RSI and the MACD. Hold on. Is the B point. When the B point of a potential XABCD is broken, right? This would be the B point here. When that level's broken, it's just a high probability area of downside in this situation. So you break the B point, then you're probably going to go down to an 886. You didn't this time. You didn't on this one. 786. But But if you remember what I was talking about yesterday, hey, 886, 786, if there's enough variables at a 786 of an M shape or W shape, hey man, that could be the bottom for real. And it's been like that before. But yeah, the 886 is normally what you want. But when you break a B point, and it's a 50% retrace or 38% retrace on B, high probability goes to the 886. So that's all it is, really.
Have you looked at Atom yet?
No, not yet, Space Ape. We're going into a little bit of BAMM stuff. Thanks, dude. So a lot of oil, I think, might be done for now. And you could go on some rallies and stuff, but dude, I think the buying climax appeared. It occurred in early June, and now it's over. Like, you're on the other side of the fence of momentum for the energy sector now, for like oil stocks. I think they had their crazy run, and this ushered in this sell-off here. You're not going to recover from this most likely to make higher highs, highest highs. Like, you get drawdowns, right? Drawdowns the whole time going up, right? But you never get anything like this. No way. That's indicative of like after a buying climax. That's the type of price action that ushers in the entire reversal. Yeah, so I've been seeing this across the markets for anything oil, gas related. So let's look at the S&P. That, yeah, a 4-hour bearish engulfing candle, but it didn't really catch follow through yet. And you haven't even hit 405. I was thinking like you'd probably fulfill an amazing bearish Gartley at 405, but you're not there yet. And it could take time, man. It takes time. It does. You had like a awesome 4 or 5 day win streak and pullback. People taking profit. People probably don't like. I get it, man. Sell off on Friday, yeah, dude. Because a lot of people out there don't like having open positions in these market conditions. I get that completely. Because this market just start gapping down on Monday and start rolling over, and because the overall trend you understand is bearish. So at any time, you can start collapsing again. So after such a nice little run, I would think 405 would probably be the most strategic area for potential short or something if the variables are favorable, but you're not even there yet. So yeah, people covering, getting out, going cash so they can have a good weekend and relax, enjoy themselves. It's, a lot of ways people call this like a day trader's market, man, because it's just, you can't just find great long opportunities and they play out over a month or two. It's really tough finding that now because the liquidity's gone and the rallies you're getting are underperforming, right? So even if you identify something like PayPal, where wow, dude, like unbelievable at a critical area, yes, very critical area, like all this bullish divergence. I'm telling you, this area after drawing down ungodly levels, right? Short-term trade, like, $95, because, what we know, the bread and butter, common profit-taking levels on a falling wedge trade setup from the high point to the low point of the structure is target 1, 50%, target 2, 618. I don't know if it's going to get down there or get to those levels. But that's where if you were longing a breakout, you would be taking profit exiting at the 618 because the trend is so bad. But if the market is long-term bearish right now, you could fail to hit those levels because it's so overwhelmingly bearish, right? You start rolling over, you could be going down to 68, 69, $72 sooner than you think, and it could be after making a lower high than the previous highs, even locally, man. So you just got to understand what market conditions we're in, man. People don't want to, be sitting in assets over the weekend. But yeah, no damage done. I mean, it was like 3 days in a row. It was great, good follow through of the breakout. I'm just saying, right, hypothetically, that's people's mentality, and I get it. I completely agree. Okay, so SPY and Dow Jones, right? It was really the NASDAQ that took it on the chin the most today. That is a real, in ways, dark cloud cover on the daily, right? That's real. That's not a joke, right? What is dark cloud cover? It's a Japanese candlestick reversal where you have a green candle, subsequently before it you had a rally of some sort, and at wherever the top of the rally is, this stuff presents itself where you have the green candle in the close, and then on the next day the candle, you gapped up. You gap up higher than the previous candle's close, and whatever you do, you eventually pierce through at least 50% of the previous candle's body. And if it goes to 65%, it's even better of a performer possibly, or at least when you identify it, it could be reliable. And that's a dark cloud cover reversal. So if Monday you got to have fall through. If you get a candle low close below the close from today, then it would be a confirmed dark cloud cover, and it would probably be a reversal where you're probably heading to fill a gap or something on July 14th. But yeah, you never got to the 786. It's not over yet, but kind of had a dark cloud cover a little bit on the 18th. It didn't play out. It just kept rallying on upward. Man, that's what I'm saying. You're not really at a key level for reversal yet. I think there's a little bit more upside, but when you start getting at 32.450, 32.6, that's when it gets overbought in a downtrend. And that's where big reversals can happen. So dark cloud cover potentially to close out the week. NASDAQ, chat, look at this. Hey man, 11.9 to 12K is a key level of inflection. And what happened today? You gapped down. And then even back tested after the gap down, you rallied to back test 12,070 before rolling over, hitting a session low of 11,766 and then rallied and closed at 11.8. But you are below the key levels. You are below, okay? And this is the same type of bearish harmonic, right? I think it's the same as the S&P, right? The Gartley. And like really, it hit what do you even want, man? It hit an 886 really. I mean, here is your bearish Gartley that has completed. You understand that? You have begun to react at the pattern completion zone of a textbook bearish Gartley.
Big fan of CRSR. Just wondering your thoughts on an FA perspective.
What's up, Cyberg, man? I don't know. It's terrible chart. It has been anyway, but we can look at it. Wait. Just my FA perspective, dude. The FA is long-term downtrend, recession, ISM, nosediving. Then we hit a record new orders ISM today. It's lower than the global financial crisis. New orders, meaning like, businesses in America, their new orders are at lower levels than, again, 2008. So that is not indicative of a bullish market. So I would imagine if Corsair is part of the New York Stock Exchange, that all applies to it too, fundamentally. So there it is, chat. Jesus chimes for the NASDAQ composite hitting the pattern completion zone of a bearish Gartley and has begun to maybe react. That's it, dudes. Will it play out? 618 on B, higher low on C, 786 on D. I'll tell you, I don't care what it does. I certainly would not want to be taking a fresh long at the pattern completion zone of a bearish harmonic, very reliable bearish harmonic, and a very bearish trend. Wouldn't want to be longing here. This is some of your lowest risk areas ever for a short, technically. Even though you don't have a type 2 or anything, it's your type 1. But what a beginning of a reaction, down almost 2% today. It was down 2% at one point. Russell 2000, bearish engulfing candle confirmed to close the week out. I would think at this point it could be headed down to 1743 if that's real. I mean, you didn't quite get to the overbought level of the downtrend, but you got pretty close. Could still go there, but that's not a good candle, right? Dark cloud cover, bearish engulfing candles, bearish Gartley PCZs. It just wasn't a good close to the week. Those are all bearish candles on daily time scales. So, I don't know, man. Make of that what you will. Christ. How about, oh, well, let's look at Snapchat, because, you know, dude, right? I mean, Snapchat. It's literally awful. And this is hilarious, man. All right? You think about us. This is indicative of market conditions we are in. You hit it at 886, didn't you? You did. From your all-time low to your all-time high, you hit an 886, reacted. You also had a support, reacted and rallied, and earnings. And you gotta wonder, since we are now back in earnings season, will many other assets do what Snap just did? Because if they do, it's over for this market again. 39% down on the day, even down 0.6% after hours. What a joke, man. Remember, when this thing got listed, it opened at $28. It's now less than $10 for the first time since the COVID crash. And you understand, there is no support on this asset till 785. So what does that mean? From where you are, effing right now, downside potential still 21%. Are you ready for that? And if you don't hold that, my God, you got another 50% downside potential. Yeah, pay attention to this one. Terrible. Very, very bad. All right, so now we'll go to gold. Yeah, be really careful with earnings season, man, because even if something bullish set like PayPal, like it reports earnings after a falling wedge breakout and stuff, it doesn't matter. It's kryptonite. Volkowski talks about not trading an asset 3 weeks leading up to its earnings, because I'm telling you, dude, like it doesn't matter how good a structure looks. If they guide down or have a missed earnings, right, revenue, EPS, that thing collapses down 20%, 30%. After hours or pre-market, you're done, dude.
About going all in on Fileco and Phil. Looks like a triple bottom after a 98% sell-off since last year. Would love to see your TA on this before I press the button. Thanks, bro.
Please
Cool
don't.
face.
Please don't do it. Two Rolexies. You will only have one or less Rolex left if you do that. Eventually. Eventually. Please don't. And never go all in on anything. I know you're kidding, but dude, I don't know, man. Some people expect me to call literally what the price is going to do every day. Some people out there in this world are that stupid, so they might literally misinterpret what you're saying and you're just kidding. So I'm just trying to, hey man, he's just kidding. But yeah, one should never all in on anything, especially a scam coin like FIL that's never done anything but dump since its inception pretty much. So yeah, you pretty much hit the bottom here, 1680, 1677, and you bounced, you reacted. You're showing positive momentum for the first time since June 22nd today. Bullish engulfing candle yesterday, a little fall through. And understand, I mean, up, down, up. I mean, it could go to 1793 from here. And as long as it makes a lower high than 1873, you know the trend you're in. Okay, so catching a bounce at an inflection point, but dude, yes, there were limit orders set up down there. So, okay, it does something like this and eventually that. Yeah, you get ups and downs. I mean, it doesn't just go straight down. And that's pretty effing straight down for gold. So, yeah, ebbs and flows, man. Peaks and the valleys. All right. Silver also rallied some. Just kidding. Well, it rallied yesterday. Bearishly engulfed today. No demand on this asset at all. No seller exhaustion. Well, I mean, I guess you could say there is a little seller exhaustion, but how are you like dumping while showing positive? It's so bad, man. There's no demand. No one's buying. It's a buyer strike on silver, man. They want it lower, 1735 and eventually 1585. You're patient. My God, if things really get bad, we're going to an 886, 1371. It's awful, man. It really is just terrible. platinum rallied off of a support 825. You could be going to 892 again, but you're probably just going to make a lower high than the July 8th high and roll over again. I'm just saying, man, your metals are going to get smoked. The miners, if you've looked at the miners lately, complete and utter devastation, nuclear bomb bearishness on those. Like, they hit 886s and they can't even get, no one will buy them. No one's going to buy them, dude. Money is much harder to come by these days, and they're just not buying. And then let's look at U.S. oil. Down 1.47%. You failed to break out. Very bad. I don't think this 200 holds. I think this breaks now. You tried once. You had a bullish hammer type stuff. Like, you had a bullish reversal candle above supports. You've rallied and failed to break a supply line, and you gapped down. Buyers got trapped. That's a bull trap, right? And now you're right back at the 200 moving average, right back at $95. I think it breaks this time. Like, I'm legit be like, okay, I'm calling that U.S. oil won't hold this area, and we'll be going down next 8.4% to $87. That's probably next. You can even tell. You go to the 4 hour. You can see on the daily. You made locally a lower high. So there is very subtle distribution going on still. So I'm thinking this is it probably. And it all started with a bearish shark pattern. The bearish shark has been here, man. But no bids. 50% retrace. You rallied and made a lower high bearish engulfing candle and just back tested the key inflection points as resistance. There they are. You're below all of them. Every single one of them, man. Why not $87 now? So you close the week like that. Yeah. Probably going down to 87 bucks next. Okay, natural gas of 4.6%. Different story here. This is attempting its rally, and off of that crazy 4 hour, right? Unreal. That's beautiful, dude. So going for an 886 most likely. 886. Full reset. 872 next, then 915 after that. But in between is 894. It's a peak. So yeah, nice run. But dude, I'm thinking, man, after a dump like that, it's just gonna be really hard to get this thing back over and to keep this bull trend going, man. I think like wherever it stalls out, which I think is coming at some point, 786, 886, maybe the 127.2, it's gonna be they're gonna be a massive pullback again.
You helped us so much through our trading journey. We went long on Mara on July 6th, took profits today.
What's up, Cindy? Thanks for the 20. We can look at Mara. Very cool. I think a Friday with what the candles presented to us on the index funds. I would say it's never a bad day to be closing a position when you have dark cloud covers, bearish engulfing candles, pattern completion zones of bearish Garleys, earnings season. The rally has been going on now for, the bottom on the S&P was the date of June 17th. So it's been over a month. It's been 5 weeks since the bottom. I'm just saying, right? I mean, whatever. Something like that. Not really digging it. It's a bear market, man. Bullish stuff's going to underperform. Targets aren't going to get hit. They're going to underperform. When you underperform, you can't hit targets when you underperform. When an asset underperforms. Dude, we've already looked at Ethereum. So anyway. Look at corn futures. Hit its lowest daily candle close since November 9th, 2021. Lowest low of this crash that is ongoing. This is an ongoing crash since the slanted head and shoulders played out like the Jesus. Even back tested 666 before collapsing even more. I think there's a little more downside. I think you're probably going to 522 eventually, but that's been the target since this all developed, man. Well, 666, then 522, one at a time. And yeah, commodities smoked. Recessions here. It's like literally the same thing happening that happened in 08. Exactly the same thing, man. The cycle's over. A lot more downside. Full reset from the August 2020 lows. Rice, not really. rolling over yet. Still making higher lows, but not making higher highs yet. So the jury is still out on rice. It could continue its rally. It is in the uptrend until it makes a lower low. It hasn't yet. Soybeans, I think it's done, dude. I mean, soybean cycle's done. Once it breaks 12.89, it's done, dude. Like, it already is done, right? But when you break this one more support, you go down to $1,200 to $1,185. Straight down. And then, oh my God, you don't even want to know, because after that, bye. We're talking much, much lower. You confirmed the high. It's almost like gold, dude. One high than the second high. Massively. Way more lower to go. Wheat, same thing. Lowest daily candle close since February 3rd. Well before Russia invaded Ukraine. 742 was the target after you dark cloud covered. That was a dark cloud. We did education on that stream. July 11th. Go back. Look at it. And yeah, now you're the lowest low of the crash. One time no one knows, second time everyone knows. Where is this second time everyone knows happening? The same place before when the cycle ended. First time no one knows, no one knows, second time everyone knows, and it's over. The cycle's over on a lot of these commodities. Not all of them, but most of them. And each day it's like you can't be surprised if another commodities cycle ends. Only a few left now at this point. Hog futures, remember, destroyed, but holding on to a support for now. Where would it go? You know, I mean, you got peaks everywhere, don't you, on hog futures? Where's that first one? I think there's a little upside, but no matter what, the cycle's over. It's done, dude. Right? It collapsed 20%, and now it's rallying off support for now, and probably go to $98 to $100, and this will all be a resistance, and it'll make a lower high, and then roll over more, and eventually see $86, and maybe even way lower later. Cotton futures, really, really bad. Oh my God. So bad. Hidden bearish divergence on like the 12-hour. Yeah, 12-hour, 8-hour, 4-hour. 3 lower highs. Oh God, man, it's just miserable distribution, and now below the inflection point, confirming it. And look at this. Look at this nice little 12-hour shooting star reversal. Very, very active right now. And the next thing to happen is utter collapse on cotton. Hyper bearish right now. Oh my God, you don't. Hey, if it breaks back above $97, that's great, but you just tried once, twice, third time, and each time less market participants owning the asset than before, and a very real bearish edge across multiple time scales. That is as bad as it can get, man. I'm sorry. That's awful. Whew. Oh yeah, look on the 8s. Right, let's go back to Bitcoin. We got 40 seconds, man. And we can come back to a couple of these going to do stuff tonight, so... You will have a 12-hour confirmed bearish engulfing candle in 30 seconds, chat. Not really ideal. Nay. 12-hour bearish divergence, kind of there, real. Just trying to hang on to this one high from June 15th. I don't know, man. If you catch any follow through on this bearish engulfing candle, you're gonna break it, and minimum 21,700. So another $1,000 downside if the support doesn't hold. All right, Jesus chimes. There it is. Not your friend, man. Confirmed engulfing. Oh, I'm in log scale, sorry. There we go. Dreaded cotton. That's not a 4-hour candle that's really great or anything after a drawdown. So, it's all about the levels, and you're trying to hold on to one level after showing a lower high, after getting overbought in a short-term uptrend. And if it breaks this 22,561, it's breaking the heart line. Therefore, I mean, you go down to 20,746, and this is still in a short-term uptrend. Look at the channel. Helps you visualize that. Contextualize. Essentialize? What?
Oh, it feels so good!
No. Ethereum, same thing. Not really. It made a higher high. It had the hidden divergence and bullish divergence into the RSI bearish divergence sorts, right? A little bit better shape than Bitcoin because of the higher high, not the lower high. But just it's forming a consolidation structure after an impulse up. After going up 100% pretty much. So we were thinking eventually 1728, but it may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen in a week even. My God, it could go down to 1420. It could go down to 1266. Remember, when you broke it, you never back tested it. So if this asset draws down 17%, everyone's going to be singing the blues, and you know the FOMO Moon Boys got wrecked, and it's like, yeah, they should get wrecked. They deserve to get wrecked, you know. So you go and you back test 1266, you pivot, you make a higher low, and then you run to 1730, but it takes 3 weeks from now. That's probably max pain, you know, for everyone. $8 p.m. Eastern. And that's kind of it, man. Can look at, let's go back to the commodities. We looked at the local on the 8s, right? So let's go to orange juice. Still very, very bearish, right? Below 168, it's done. Orange juice is done. Much more downside to come. Coffee futures, it was beautiful. It was literally fantastic, man. On multiple time scales, hidden bearish divergence. There to what? Look at beautiful. Yeah, you had a little rally, but hey, man, who cares? It's yeah, rallies like this happen, and then they get close to back testing the inflection points from history that they broke that we knew was so important. It was so weak it couldn't even technically go up and touch it. It was that close. It was so close. It was like microscopically close. And that's playing out. Lower high. This thing's done. You're going to 172 eventually. The trade setup still extremely active on coffee futures and orange juice. What's up, Tubertal?
Your thoughts on Nader, my man?
Well, we looked at Cardano already. Tuber, thank you, dude. And it looks like momentum shifting bearishly after a 41% run up in 6 days. I can't be that surprised if it rolls over in a bear trend, a long-term bear trend. Okay. Like Cardano, yeah, like dude. I can't be that surprised if an asset that went up 40+%, tested a high, right, from June 12th, June 15th, and now again, July 20th. I can't be that surprised if it marks down to 44 cents. I can't be surprised, man. Look, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, it may not be real, and it may pivot and actually rally to 53 cents again, but it doesn't look good right here, right now, as I'm speaking to you. It doesn't look good. But hey, maybe it holds. Just doesn't look good. That's it. It's all good, dude. All right, request though. Pulse Doge Long Malone coin. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Where's the head, Larry? Heading on up to test that high again. 488. You break 488. You know, you're gonna. Look how I love how it. You know, scam wick, whatever. But hit the supply line of the channel and also hit the horizontal line resistance. If you break it, there's nothing there. All I can do is tell you that 635 is the only thing that exists left on this chart for now. That's it. But yeah, you're going to 488. You're gonna probably go test it again. I don't know if you'll break it. There's higher lows coming in after failing to break it. So, and staying above this heart line here, that's not bad. So it's not bad. 635 target if you can breach at least the supply line here that's been tested a couple times. There you go, dude. Here's your Post Malone Dogechain coin. Elon Connect. Okay, very close to a breakout of sorts. Bottom of the range, the top of the range. The higher lows, amen. So if it broke that level for real and the supply line, I mean, from the horizontal line breakout, there's 30% upside, 29% upside if it breaks that. It's a big if. I'm not calling it to break out. I'm saying if it does, that's where it could be headed. But the price action correlation so far locally has been pretty good. On when you did fail to break it a couple times, you just pivoted, held the heart line, and you're rallying again, man. You're not overbought, which is good. Your positive momentum's building. It's not bad. I mean, could very well do it. Hey, it's the Hoarder, man. What's up, dude? What's up, man? It's Bitcoin test 22,561 again. If it breaks it, just understand there's going to be 6% downside on Bitcoin if it breaks that. Okay. And Ethereum here, just to go test the bottom, like 3%, 3.6% downside if it's going to go test. We're trying to make sense of what's the consolidation structure is becoming, right? It's morphing. Impulse consolidation. So, but Bitcoin has not broken the level yet. It's just tested it again. Third candle in a row now. Testing 22,561. Okay, Atom for Space Ape. Yes, old Atom. Doing okay. Yeah, it was nasty yesterday. I mean, it just depends. Like, if you bought high yesterday at 11.23, yeah, it sucks for you, but still a very active pattern, right? The bullish reversal. 3 rising valleys. It made a high, it made a higher high. There's hidden divergence that took you to your higher high, but now there's bearish divergence on the MACD, and that's playing out. And if the macro isn't good, then it's going to be hard for this thing to make 1240. But you're not in bad shape. I don't think you're in bad. And, you know, you're okay till you break 975. Then that's the confirmation line. But you're still technically fine until you break below 852. I mean, this thing could go down so much in value and still be okay. It could go down 18% and still be fine. And that, what does that mean? That just means that, like, right now is a terrible area to be taking a fresh long because it's not strategic. There's nothing strategic about this area for a long. Because there's so much downside before it gets to a level where it could back test it, hold it, then rally higher later. A little divergence going on. Could be going back to 980 if Bitcoin doesn't get its act together this weekend. Still fine, though. Still fine, man. Until it's not. Corsair for Cyberg. Well, I mean, you know, this is such a freaking bear trend, man. Look what it just did. You know how terrible this is? Look what Corsair did. I'm talking like as of today, not yesterday, not the day before, the day before, the day before. I'm talking about today. Corsair gapped down, opened at 1371, right? It gapped down below the previous all-time low. That's real life, September of 2020. And then rallied and hit a peak of 1479 before scamming out and selling this 4-hour candle and closing at 1378 and staying below that level. If you're below 1409, I can't be bullish no matter what. If you get back above $14 on Monday, hey, I'll feel a little bit better about the asset. But until that happens, screw this asset technically. You asked fundamentally, and I told you, right? My God, it's almost like a bearish shark or Cypher, just locally. God, man, can't even believe that, right? It's like, that actually happened. That literally happened, dude. Look, reality. God, okay, nice reaction, I guess. That's as real of a reaction as you'll ever get. But yeah, below 1409, I don't know how you could want anything to do with the asset, man. It could be going right back down to 1227 or 1250. Yeah, I love their products too. But it doesn't mean that owning their stock's going to make you any money in the short term or long term. Well, they're gonna raise rates, dude. They're gonna raise rates. Inflation is still too high. So they're gonna keep the course. They're gonna stay hawkish. And, you know, they should be offloading their assets. But they're not really doing a good job with that. So if that's the case, then I think, and then earnings. It's all about the earnings reports. I wouldn't even be worrying about Jerome Powell speaking next week. It'll probably be the day he speaks. They'll raise rates and you know, the whole market will go up 5% in a day. And the next day it'll gap down and collapse. Like it has done both times before, the past 2 months. Same thing. Big rally on him opening his stupid mouth. And then the next day dump so hard and a wave down happens. So I wouldn't even care. I mean, probably up the day he talks about it. But they're trying to destroy demand. They want the index funds lower. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy demand. They're trying. How do you do that? Make people poor for real. Make people lose their purchasing power. So therefore demand goes down on cost of goods and services. How do you do that? Destroy the stock market, or at least dump it hard, much lower than it is now.
Back from vacation with the family. Hope you've been well, my friend.
What's up, Parabolic Party Bus Man? I've been well. We've been well. You should check out the stream yesterday. Did one with Scott Carney. It was fun times. We'll be doing a meetup early October in Vegas. That's crazy, Brad. Crazy. All right. Filecoin for 2 Rolex. I doubt he got his 2 Rolex by doing anything that he just talked about in the TTS, you know. I'm trying to find Filecoin where there's actual data that goes back further. I don't even know when this crap was created. Let me try to look around the world. No. Did anyone have any idea FIL, like where its most data is? Because I don't know, man. I'll look at these scam coins, right? And they will just like... Oh, we're all telling us, no, man, on the Butthole exchange, there's a little more data. That's not all-time lows, man. The stupid generic scam exchange has more data, man. Coinbase? Okay, I'll take your word for it. Aha, yes, you're right. Nice. Okay, well, the way FI looks, 4 hour looks like crap. But, yeah, dude, where you are, I don't see what's good about this. I don't think you've ever reversed here. All right, I think you have a little level at $6.70 to $7. That's clearly been a support for the first time ever. Then resistance, all these... You know, all this price action correlating to that level. Look, it's perfect, perfect, perfect. You're below that. So historically below that level, you normally go down to like 246. So you're just, no one's buying it. Look at all this positive momentum and no one's buying it. This is probably one of the worst looking cryptos in the world. Okay, like I'm not kidding. I think Filecoin might be the worst looking crypto in the world based on technicals. Okay. Go tell the devs they're losers, okay? Bearish rectangle, technically lower high than the previous high from June. Hitting the heart line and failing. I mean, it's awful, man. Like, I would never own this asset. This is a scam, dude. I'm talking about anything that's so... you know, that has not been confirmed as a scam and they've liquidated and destroyed everyone's lives. I'm talking about ones that are like, not confirmed scams and CoffeeZilla's making videos on them. Like that category. All right. It's awful. So, you know, two Rolexes, just no, man. No. Please don't. If you care about me. All right, for Cine, we'll look at Mara. Insiders, don't you mean scammers? Monochrome, yeah. Mara, dark cloud cover today. You had dark cloud cover for sure today. Confirmed. Well, I mean, there's a level, 625, that you fell through it, but rallied right back above it. You didn't quite get to that gap fill. Man, you were close, but you didn't. I mean, straight down, up, I mean, down. This thing could go to 2065, but if you got in at a good level and a dark cloud cover appeared and you haven't seen negative momentum on the asset since May 20th, it's been 2 months since you've seen negative momentum and the trend's not bullish. Hey man, if you made enough yield on the run up and you want to just go cash because you see dark cloud cover, hey, you can't. That's not a bad thing. Never bad taking profit. All right, what's the thing up from its bottom? Well, its high point, it only went up 165% in 3 weeks. So yeah, anytime an asset does that and you get deep in that, you get a big chunk of that appreciation, and it's a bear trend, and it's Friday, and that bearish candle appeared and it's down 8%. Nothing wrong with taking a little profit, man. Wow. There you go, Cine. Okay, so Bitcoin for the third time held the support. Here it is. Let me show you. It held it, Larry. I got it zoomed in. Look at that. Once more. Once again. First candle, second candle, third candle, and rallying off of it. Not too shabby, man. Not shabby at all. Okay, that's currently all that's happening on Bitcoin. Now, in an hour, it could be below it. So, you know, it's the weekend, man. But take a moment to just like show some stuff just a little bit while I can. All right, so just like for instance, a tech stock, HubSpot, the bubble popped. Yeah, falling wedge, man. I don't care, in the downtrend. But like, look what it did today. All right, look what it's been doing. All right, 320.68, 320.68. It's a peak from September 2020 and also October 2020. Look what it did. It made its lowest low, then it rallied and back tested it as resistance. That's awful. That's terrible, dude. That's really, really bad. Look at Party City. It's all it is a bear flag. It gapped down, collapsed, and there's no, I mean, is that a support, man? 116. Once you break 116, you're probably going down to a quarter, 25 cents. Awful, man. Trash. Mattel, I think Mattel was bad too. Yeah, dude. Look at Mattel. Failing third time now. Getting back below the inflection point. Look at the distribution on this, man. After what a run, too. And the run, though, is pathetic compared to the previous stuff. It is a long-term downtrend. Okay. And locally, you are not making higher highs, higher lows, or even the same highs. You're not making higher lows. You're making lower highs. Even on this is a scam. This is a scam, little fake out, stop people out for. Now you're below the 200-day moving average again, but really staying below that level. It's bad news, man. Bad news. Look at Google, dude. It's so effing bad, dude. Okay? Like bearish consolidation structure in a bear trend. That's a bear flag, and there's nothing here for a long time. You just broke that demand line, the bear flag, confirmed it, closed today. You got earnings coming up next week. Be really careful because it could just gap up, man. But let's say earnings didn't exist on Google and we're just going with technicals. This thing is a deep wave structure. It's like a 886 on B, lower high on C, 1618 on D, $90. Again, earnings could just save it, man. But also, earnings could be what destroys this market. And we're about to find out in the next week or two. All the Chinese stocks that started looking okay, not anymore, man. Lower highs. Same highs, doesn't matter. Like this right here, Alibaba. Look at the 200-day moving average rejected like a loser. You're going right back down to 86.75 eventually. Oh, but we got earnings coming up, man. When is earnings on this one? August 18th, so you got a little time, but I'm thinking it'll be going to that level to test. And one high, the second high, that's confirmation high, and their lower highs, you're just downtrending. You're in a bear trend, man. Very bearish trend. Like Momo 2, same thing. I remember, oh, it's just so awful, man. It's terrible. Look what you did. The all-time low, February 2016. You went up and you back tested as resistance, and now you're just sitting at your new all-time lows, and no one's buying. You understand absorption of remaining demand before collapse? Dude, it can't collapse anymore. It's already collapsed like unlimited. No, it can go to zero, dude. It can go to $1. Terrible, man. Like, very, very bad. Some of these stocks, all right? You keep it going, though. Look for another one. Just bad. God, the banks, dude. Banks are about to round 2 get destroyed. Oh, yeah. Look, this is a mining company. This was talking about earlier. Mining stocks. Nope. Nope. My God. So bearish. I mean, this could be going to 175 or at least $2 from here. Look what you've just done. Unforgivable, man. The low from 2019. You're below it. You had your lowest daily candle close on CDE, the mining company, since April 2nd, 2020. This is miserably bad. Bearish. Oh god, dude, Hasbro. Oh, it's gonna be. We'll be broing, and it will be a has-been when it breaks 76.44. You've already look. You had what a massive run. It's Mattel, dude. They make toys, and then left shoulder head, right shoulder-esque behavior. Momo shipped. COVID crash. It was so weak that it couldn't go test those highs. Couldn't even go fill gaps. Couldn't even test the high from August 2017 before rolling over. Once $76 breaks on Mattel, or Hasbro, sorry, not Mattel, that's the rival, you go to $65. You break this support, you go down another 14%. My God, man. Brutal. So I'm saying, you got to look at the individual assets, and when you scan, dude, you scan this market, it's bad on some of these. Look at Moderna here. Moderna, think about it. What a run, man. What a run. It's been incredible. But yeah, it's been in a downtrend since the buying climax in August, September, and now look at it. You know, it's crashed, it held, and it's rallied, made an 886, so it's a bearish shark pattern that has back tested perfectly the high from December 2nd, 2020. You've made a lower high locally. You have to pay attention to that. The downside could be taking you to 122 again and then 103 after that because the downtrend would continue. Very, very bad. But a beautiful, like short opportunities at levels like this. Micron, look at what Micron did. Look what Micron did, dude. It went down to a key support, then rallied, and then tested the March 2018 peak, the May of 2018 peak as resistance, and no higher. That's it. No higher. Hidden bearish divergence on the daily. This thing could go back right back down to $50. Micron Tech. But dude, we got earnings. Yep. September 27th. Wow, it's been a while. Intel. I mean, nothing about it. It held the demand line. It goes back to 2009. But is it gonna really hold? Because it's sprung. Is it gonna back test and hold? I don't know, man. Dude, there's so many. I could do this all day. I did it all day. Just scanning all day. Looking at some of these. I'm trying to remember, recall. Look at this one. Like MYOV hits this supply line, up thrust through it, hits 1357, looking left, a very real support resistance. It's rolling over, going to 1019 from here. Oh, it's so bad. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower highs, lower lows. The trend is your friend. It's bearish. Dude, you're getting a Dell. You're getting Dell bear flag. Bear flag on Dell. See you at 37.71 and probably 35.81 when it's all said and done. Dude, you're in a bear trend now. This is not a bull trend anymore on these assets. Solar. Dude, it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's not rolled over yet. I figured this was gonna get wrecked. It didn't. It held and rallied again, but it's still failing to break out. Yeah, Crypto Hoarder. The tap dancer was definitely a friend of mine, of course. No, I don't have a tap dancing friend. I'm sorry. So I remain bearish on Solar until something changes. A lot of them are at key levels. Look at Domino's Pizza. Look at this, dude. Look at that high from July 2020, August 2020. Look how you hit it. You rejected it, bearish engulfing candle and follow through. The downside potential is so high on Domino's Pizza, bro. It's a downtrend now. That right there set the tone for the trend is not your friend anymore. It's not bullish anymore. It was crazy. It was one of the best performers in the world. It really was. It's V-shaped, only to back test like the Jesus, the resistance to reverse again. Look at Regeneron. Look at this, man. Regeneron. It's a level going. Look at this. Your old all-time high back from 2015. Both times, right? I got them both here.
Can we take a look at Lucid? My #1 YouTube brother.
What's up, Viet Cong, man? Thanks for 20. Yeah, we'll look at Lucid. Thank you, dude, for holding me in such high regard. Much love. So you're showing distribution on Regeneron. You now made a local like head and shoulders. You can't really see it that well, but you can see momentum is shifted. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed today below, not a Rudy Poo level, a very real life level. Candle high close and a wick high. That's real life, man. When you do stuff like that, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Okay, see you at 543 eventually on Regeneron. Wow, man. So downside from here, still like 7.5% down. I know it's not crazy, man. It's not like crypto, but Lucid Group. Well, I mean, I get why you would request it. It's like this zone. It's a zone here, but failed to break out. It was breaking out and has failed and is back in. So very bad, very, very bad. Right, what it in fact is going on here. I don't think you're gonna like what you see. Oh my goodness. Can someone tell me what this literally is on the daily? Wow. I mean, undeniably, what is this? Even if it broke the upside, that's awful. I mean, it's beautiful in its own right. It's gorgeous, actually. Really pretty. I love it. But I'm just saying, like, that would be like from the bull's perspective, I guess. Nice. 2 people answered. Nice, dude. So when you stare, you know the trend is not your friend anymore. You know the economic conditions are awful. You've got earnings in like 2 weeks, technically. That's so bare. That's a rising wedge. I know 2 people answered. That's pathetic. How many we got? 5 people watching, I guess. Yeah, 520. I mean, my career as a streamer's over, dude. Okay, I'm a dead streamer. So yeah, man, bearish engulfing candle at the supply line of the rising wedge. Probably the lowest risk area you could ever receive for a short of a rising wedge, right? Going to 1756, you ever break that? You know, probably $16, and then eventually, my God, 1030. Bearish, very, very bearish looking consolidation structure. All right. I'll go back to Cardano because it was requested. Wait, no, I already looked back at Cardano. So it doesn't matter, man. Everyone's good. Everyone knows what's up. They don't need me. Okay, so definitely not. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll just be back. Probably not even tomorrow. Why go live on a Saturday? Now. What a joke. You kidding me? Okay. hold the sport, I guess. I hope it does. I hope it holds, man. We go to freaking 25K and we hit the target of the trade setup, and that's great, man. But until next time, whenever that is, respect to TA.